Hey, welcome to this video. In the previous video, discussed that there is a relationship between polar coordinate and Cartesian coordinate, and that's why we can convert a polar coordinate into Cartesian coordinate and a Cartesian coordinate into a polar coordinate. So, in this video, we'll try to convert a polar coordinate into a Cartesian coordinate, and our polar coordinate, as stated here, that r theta of point P is equal to pi by 4. In that case, we need to convert this polar coordinate into Cartesian coordinate. Let's think about that point. The point is stated equal to P, and here P is given as r theta, and we need to convert the point value P to x comma y. So now we think about that the initial line is here and the point is 0, and in that case the angle between the O to P is theta, as stated here, theta be the angle, and the value O to P, the distance value is r. So this is our polar coordinate, and if we place the Cartesian coordinate on that same point O and P, so that will be like that, and this will be our x-axis and this will be our y-axis, and we need to find out the value of x and y. So think about that, the distance from that x-axis to that point P, if we put here m, then the distance to P from m will be y, because these are the value of y on point y-axis. So if we think about that another value, the point y x, then that will be the distance from y-axis to that point. So if we put here the n notation, then the distance from n to P will be the distance from O to m, and that will be the value of x, because that's go through the x-axis, so that value is x, and the value of y will be the distance from that point m to that point P. So we need to find out the value of y and value of x. So we have a value of r and the angle value theta. So we have to convert that r theta into x comma y. So think about that triangle, and that is a right angle triangle. In that case, the angle is here is theta, as stated. So in that case, we can write down few formula. If we want to calculate the opposite arm, that is opposite arm, because the arm is standing opposite side on the theta. So if that is the theta, that will be the opposite arm, and in case of opposite arm, we have to find out the opposite arm where hypotenuse value is given. So we have to make a relationship between opposite and hypotenuse. So in that case, we can write that sine theta is equal opposite arm by hypotenuse, and we may put here that our opposite arm is unknown, and that is y, and the hypotenuse value is here given r, and that r value is 2, and we can write here 2. So sine theta is equal 2, and we can write here that y is equal to sine theta, and where the theta value is given here that pi by 4, and in that case we can calculate the value of y like that. So 2 sine theta, so sine theta, sine pi by 4 is equal 1 by root 2, and if we think about that, the value 1 by root 2 into 2, then we can write 2 into root 2 into 2 as 2. 2 is the multiply of 2 root 2 and then 1 by root 2. So the value will be root 2. And that's the value of y. So we can place the value of y as root 2. And we need to find out another value of x. So think about that value of x. Value of x is equal, here the value distance from O to M, and that will be x and that will be y. So x value is the adjacent value as stated here. So x value will be the adjacent, and we have to make a relationship between adjacent and hypotenuse. So in that case we can write that the relation between adjacent arm and the hypotenuse, we can write cosine theta is equal adjacent arm by hypotenuse, and here the adjacent arm is unknown but hypotenuse value is given 2. So we can write again adjacent arm is as stated here x. So x by hypotenuse. Hypotenuse will be that value 2. So we can write 2. So cosine theta will be that. So we can write x is equal to cos theta. So in that case we have given the value of theta is equal pi by 4. So we can write 2 cos pi by 4, and pi by 4 is equal 45 degree, and in that case cos 45 degree is equal to 1 by root 2. That is the value of cosine. So we can write again that root 2 into root 2 gunon multiplied by 1 by root 2. So if we think that the value will be root 2. So again the value of x coordinate will be that root 2. So if we think about that, the polar coordinate r theta is equal to pi by 4, then we can rewrite that the value of same point will be p, and that is x comma y is equal root 2 and root 2. So that's the value of polar coordinate. If we derive that Cartesian coordinate, that we derived from that polar coordinate. So if the polar coordinate value will be 2 pi by 4, then Cartesian coordinate value will be root 2 and root 2. That's all. Thank you.